It didn't let the U.S. government down, and it's not going to let you down. It's the Border Patrol Chevy Tahoe. What you're looking at is America, the SUV. The Chevy Tahoe has pretty much become the status symbol for Americans, showing people that you're a family-oriented person, but you're not afraid to go off-roading and get dirty, and you won't shy away from hard work. This Chevy Tahoe has spent most of its life kicking ass down in the desert. To help it be better suited for that environment, the U.S. government has outfitted it with a skid plate protecting the entirety of the powertrain components, as well as a beefed up suspension to make it more durable and more capable off-road. All right, walking around the Border Patrol Tahoe, first thing you're going to see is that front bumper that was halved to allow for more ground clearance, as well as the skid plate. Nice, clean and clear headlights with none of the fogginess on them. The tires are in excellent condition. They still have their little fuzzy, little stubby things. They redesigned the Chevy Tahoe as well as Suburban and Yukon and Escalade with this body style. I believe 2007 was the first year. I may be wrong on that, I'll have to check. But I quite like the change. This body style is by far the best, in my opinion, that they have released for their line of SUVs. It is a very handsome, attractive truck. We're going to give a quick look around in the interior here. That's the front. And the back seat. And I'll show you what is nice for groceries or tools or anything you just want to set in here real quick. This glass lifts up and you just put stuff down in there. Very lightweight, easy to do, easier than lifting the whole hatch, which still is not that much of a pain at all. Nice spacious back area here, especially when those two middle seats are put down. And it does have a tow hitch with the trailer light setup. Under the hood of this Border Patrol Tahoe, you're going to find the famous Chevy 5.3 liter V8. This engine has been around essentially since 1995, which makes it almost 25 years old. This engine is very tried, very tested. They've had a lot of years to work out the kinks and field test it. And what you're left with is an engine that is very durable, very dependable, and the parts are super cheap.
This Border Patrol Chevy Tahoe is for sale at Elohim Auto Sales. You can see pictures about it as well as get the Carfax history report for free on this one or any of our other vehicles at ElohimAutosales.com. The link will be in the description. We actually have two of these Border Patrol Tahoes for sale. One is this one, which is a 2008. It has 95,000 miles, and then we have a 2010 with 156, I believe, thousand miles. Both of them are on our website, and both of them are currently available.
Here on the inside of the Border Patrol Tahoe, you're going to find pretty standard equipment, especially for today. You've got your radio. It does not have the satellite option. However, you do have the option to plug in your auxiliary cord, which is nice. You have nice dials here for temperature control with the climate controls. The climate controls are fairly straightforward, which is always a plus in my book. There's no sense in taking your eyes off the road for a long time trying to figure out how the hell to work your climate controls. In the gauge cluster, it's again pretty standard. The gauges are easy to read, analog, And on the left-hand side display screen, you can scroll through either your odometer reading, trip reading. You can also do transmission temperature, and oil life remaining, which is nice. You do also have auto headlights on the left-hand side here, which is also a plus. Something that needs to be in every single vehicle is some sort of extending sun visor like this one has. That is incredibly useful. And, you know, it's one of those things that you might not think about it until you need it. Being a Border Patrol vehicle, working down in the desert, this vehicle has had lots of dust in and out of every part of it. A great deal of effort had to go into cleaning the interior of all the dust. This center console and jumper seat that you can turn it into here was not originally in here. When the vehicle was given to the U.S. government, it had a metal rack in the middle that they could use to attach their equipment to for the border enforcement. This is something that we had to add to it or change about the vehicle after we acquired it. The seats in the Border Patrol Tahoe are fantastic, primarily these front seats. The back seats are, of course, vinyl, given that this is a law enforcement vehicle, but these front seats, they are cloth and they are extraordinarily comfortable, especially for what this is. It's not usual that you're going to see a base model or especially a government model vehicle with seats that are more comfortable than most luxury models. Although this is a law enforcement vehicle, it is still a modern vehicle, and so it's going to have some power options, such as the usual power mirrors, power windows, and of course power door locks. This does also come with keyless entry and a key fob with the lock and unlock buttons on it. The seats have power forward and backward as well as up and down. However, the recline, you do still have to use a lever to recline. Let's take a quick look at the back seat. When this was a Border Patrol vehicle, it did have a metal barrier here. You can still see signs of it. There's some wear and tear here and there. There are some grooves that were worn into this vent, but the backseat passengers, the criminals, still did get rear AC vents, as well as cup holders for their Polar Pops. You know, they got to be thirsty when they're down there in the desert, and they also still had the power windows back here. The seats are pretty, you know, they're pretty bare bones. They're vinyl seats. They're pretty firm. I wouldn't really call them super comfortable, but they're going to get the job done. There's pockets in the back of both of the front seats. Handles right there for getting in and out. But other than that, it's pretty bare essentials back here.
All right, driving the Border Patrol Tahoe. Very comfortable, even for having the improved suspension for, you know, law enforcement. The seats are extremely comfortable. Gauges are very easy to read and use. Everything's within reach for me here, the radio and all that good stuff. And the rear view mirror here up above the camera there has a compass and thermometer in it, which is cool. Powertrain is very smooth. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't kick in real hard or anything like that. You know, when you accelerate, very smooth. You're not being thrown into the back of your seat. And it handles pretty good for full-size SUV. Actually, it handles remarkably good for a full-size SUV. I personally have something a little larger than this, a Ford Excursion, and this Tahoe is miles and miles beyond how my Excursion handles. This is infinitely better, even for an SUV. I also don't notice a whole lot of exterior or road noise. It's fairly well insulated in here. Relatively quiet, which I do like. I'm hitting speed bumps here, and there's no noises from the suspension on either side.
Nice and smooth. So what you've got here is a great vehicle. It's a great off-roader. It's a great family vehicle. It's a great daily driver. It's just all around a pretty solid truck, especially with this particular model or particular example. So what you have here is a great vehicle. It's a great off-roader. It's a great city vehicle. It's a great daily driver. It's a great family vehicle with the back seat and the four-wheel drive and the plenty of space. This is something that you could own, use very comfortably, very reliably, have very few problems with. Thank you for watching the video. There's a lot more reviews to come, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.